This is Keith Helwig from Cops Corrections Videos. I'd like to talk today about work ethics. I just attended a funeral service for an officer that passed away. He'd been retired for a few years. I'd met him probably 35 years ago when I lived in a small community and he worked there as a K-9 officer. His son is now a correctional officer and a police officer as well. And while I was at the funeral home, there were several other cops there, some from my generation, some from a generation below mine, and a couple of them were chiefs and officers in charge, and we got to talking about the work ethic. You know, I guess maybe it was the time I was brought up in, but I was always taught that I was there for the job, that the job wasn't there for me. There were expectations for me when I did my job. The expectation was, number one, that I show up on time, and that I do my job to the best of my abilities. And that was something I always strived to do. Talking to these people who are officers in charge and chiefs, one of the problems they're having now is people don't want to work holidays. They don't want to work weekends. They don't want to have to work double shifts. Well, you know what? I never wanted to do any of that stuff either when I first started. But the fact of the matter is, if you take a job in law enforcement, whether it's behind the walls or behind the wheel of a squad car, you're going to be expected to work extra shifts. You're going to be expected to work weekends, holidays. You know, law enforcement doesn't shut down on the weekends. They don't just turn the machine off and go home at 5 o'clock at night. They can't do that. For any young officer who is in corrections or in police work, you need to realize that. You need to realize, if you're a correctional officer, that for the first 5 or 6 years of your correctional career, you're going to spend your Christmases, your New Year's, your Easters, Halloweens, maybe your kids' birthdays, whatever, in the company of inmates. You're not going to be able to go home. That's part of the job. That's what you signed up for when you took the job. Too many people don't want to accept that fact now. Nobody likes it. I never liked it when I got ordered for a 16-hour shift. I never liked it when I had to work on Christmas, so we had to rearrange things. But it was a part of the job. It was part of our responsibility. One of the big deals that used to really piss me off, to put it bluntly, when I was a captain, and if I had to order somebody over for a double shift, they'd get mad at me for having to order them over for a double shift. Well, the fact of the matter is, the person they should have been mad at was the person who decided to call in sick, and that their time off was more important than that officer going home at the end of his shift. That's who they should have been mad at. But we don't think that way. I just encourage everybody out there to think of the job you have. Think of the way your actions affect the people you work with. Think of the job and work ethic that you bring with you and that you portray every day. Until next time, if you like my videos, please hit the red subscribe button. Stay safe and watch your back.